but for wrestling. BRF goes first.
Okay.
Favorite Daniel Bryan moment.
Wow. It doesn't have to be WWE, does it?
It could be anything.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll just say this: the one with WWE that always kind of I have a few. I have a few, but like the one like there's the moment where he was feuding against Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family, and they got him to join for a little while, and then they had that, and then I think they had that tag team cage match with the Usos, and then just seeing that fan reaction when Daniel Bryan finally beat up Bray Wyatt, and just that crowd reaction, like everybody doing the yeses. It was like that whole yes movement angle with Daniel Bryan was some of the greatest cinema I've ever seen in wrestling. Ultimately culminating in him winning the world heavyweight title at WrestleMania. That celebration was just honestly that WrestleMania 30, like from a storyline perspective with Daniel Bryan, is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. The match against Triple H itself was really good,
Mm-hmm.
and then the post match beatdown, only for him to go out and win the world championship against Randy Orton and Batista of all people to go out and win it. I mean, that's just like that's cinema. Very few stories have been told better than the entire Daniel Bryan yes movement. I mean, it went from SummerSlam where Randy Orton cashed in on him all the way up to that. I mean, it was just one of the greatest things I've ever seen. But to be quite honest with you, my favorite Daniel Bryan moment is okay. It's not a Daniel Bryan moment. It's a Bryan Danielson moment. AEW All In, the match with Swerve, where he finally won the AEW World Championship, and seeing him celebrate with his family. Like, I mean, the dude's in a situation where it's like, if I don't win, I'm done as a full time competitor. And to be able to pull out that match with Swerve, I mean, and it wasn't just the fact that he won. He established. I love the fact that not only did he won, but he established Swerve Strickland and kind of put him on a pedestal as like one of the new one of the new artilleries, like the new guns of the professional wrestling business. And that whole match was just awesome to me. And just I feel like, in my opinion, I think Daniel Bryan, I think he's the greatest technical wrestler professional wrestling has ever seen. That's just my opinion. But I just think he's the greatest technical wrestler this business has ever seen, because he just does everything crisp, and he's like systematic with it. He's like a surgeon with it when he's in the ring. And he's when I watch him wrestle, it's like I can't take my eyes off the screen when I watch him wrestle, because I know I'm gonna get a really good match out of him. And then it's like he got the AEW and just stepped his game up even more, and just so many good things. I mean, I don't think you really say a bad thing about him. And not even just that, the entertainment stuff, like the stuff he did with Kane, it's like some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen.
The
Like
no. No.
the Team Hell No stuff. It's like some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen. Like the whole, like the one skit where they did the when Harry met Sally skit. It's like one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I mean, just the dude is just so multifaceted and just talented. Like, he can do comedy. He's obviously one of the greatest wrestlers ever. I mean, the dude just does it all. But I think, yeah, I would say the two moments that stand out for me was him winning the world championship at WrestleMania 30 and that celebration. Well, WrestleMania 30 as a whole, both matches. And then AEW All In when he won the world championship against Swerve. Just those are the two that stand out, because I feel like in pressure big match situations, very few could come through like Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan. Like I said, he's the greatest technical wrestler I've ever seen. So those are the two moments that stand out for me.
Champ.
Oh man. And they had to hug it out on Taboo Tuesday. That was a when him and Kane had to hug it out on Taboo Tuesday, some of those vignettes between him and Kane and Team Hell No, they were going to counseling and them eating at the diner. That was the pure theater right there, man. One of the one of the most funniest thing when everybody started calling him Goat Face. I'm not a goat face. So everybody started calling him Goat Face after the kiss of death, which that was crazy. One of the biggest moments I don't think people talk about is, when Bret Hart and Team WWE chose him as their partner. I don't think that gets talked about enough. It was
Oh yeah.
that was a huge surprise to everybody. Not to mention, man, him winning the title. That's amazing because quiet as it's kept, Daniel Bryan is not, by wrestling standards, I will say, he's not the biggest guy in the room. So for him to be as technically sound as he is amazing, and his ring presence is nothing short of amazing. I wish that we got a chance to see a lot of dream matches with him, but him being as technically sound as he is. And one dream match I wish we could have saw is him and Bret Hart, him and Kurt Angle in their prime, and him and another wrestler who's no longer with us. But you all know who I'm talking about because he uses his finishing move. But we can't say his name right now, but God bless him. But those three matches I think would have been
Don't
great.
forget Shawn Michaels.
And Shawn Michaels. And I will say the great Eddie Guerrero as well. Those are three matches. Those are 5 matches that I wish I could have seen Daniel Bryan in. But I will say, man, look, I'm limited today. Usually I go into a big old story, but I gotta say when he was in Team Hell No, not to mention what happened after the kiss of death. After the kiss of death at WrestleMania when he lost the World Heavyweight title in less than like 15 seconds. And that downward spiral was just epic. That downward spiral was just epic. It was crazy.
Oh man, him going up against the Authority. Him going up against the Authority in WrestleMania 30. I mean, 10 years till that iconic match of course, the late wrestler, can't say his name, with Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And then 10 years ago, champ, from 2004 to 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And with Daniel Bryan, of course, the Yes Movement, when he got everyone there in the Yes ring, because he wasn't allowing the Authority to keep him out of the main event. He wanted to be that guy. So I gotta give him that. But y'all stole my thunder because I was gonna mention him and Kane with the Hell No part, especially the diners situation. So that's a good one.